Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about something that many people may overlook when it comes to fixing a computer. Let's say you have an older computer from, let's say, the mid 2000s or early 2000s, and all of a sudden the computer starts to lose its time. Every time you unplug the computer, every time you turn off the computer, the time settings and everything get lost. So you can go in, what happens is you go in and set the time within Windows, and you turn the computer off or unplug it or whatever. Next time you plug the computer in, everything is back to, let's say, 1980 or something like that. This the clock's default time on the motherboard. Very simple fix. Your motherboard has what's called a CMOS battery. It's located right here in this computer. It's just a little button cell battery, 3-volt lithium button cell battery that supplies power to the CMOS components on this computer, so that way the computer can keep time and that sort of stuff. And this battery goes dead after about 6 to 8 years, and it has to be replaced. Here's a close-up of what one of these button cell batteries look like. And usually they're not very hard to replace at all. On some motherboards they can be a little more difficult. Try to do this one-handed. Sometimes you may have to have a flathead screwdriver to get these things out. You have to be careful sometimes. Anyways, it just snapped out of the holder. This is the old battery. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop in the new battery. Just snaps right in place. Yeah, make sure you have the top facing upwards, otherwise you could damage your motherboard if there's not a protection diode in place. So now you have to plug the computer back in and go into the system BIOS and set the time, date, that sort of stuff. Okay, since the old battery was dead and just install a new battery, the motherboard has lost all its settings in terms of date, time, boot drives, and everything else. So we gotta go ahead and whale on this thing to check all the memory, so we can go ahead and go into the BIOS step utility and configure everything. And it's now saying that system options not set because the battery was dead. Alright, the computer restarted and said the date and time's not set because, of course, the battery getting replaced. So go ahead and go into F10 for setup and go ahead and configure that. And it was really fun enough that the BIOS on this computer, the motherboard on this computer was from a HP, and it was from a HP DC, I'm not really sure what model, it was a business machine. And it's like back in them days, along with the compact desk pros, they had this really weird looking BIOS utility that's different from what you typically find on a computer. Select your language, and this is what it looks like. On the compact desk pros, it would say compact sub utility, something like that. So we need to set time and date, and of course we enter the time in 24-hour format. And of course, it reset to the default time, which is January 4th, 2004. Today's date is July 18th, 2012. Press F10 to accept. You know something that's real funny is this BIOS gives you the option to save information to a floppy disk. Go ahead and check through everything, make sure it's recognizing all the drives, which it is. And boot order. Get rid of this diskette drive. Need to change that to something else. So that way now it looks for the CD drive first, hard drive second, USB device third, floppy drive fourth, and the network fifth. Which of course setting up this stuff on your BIOS will be different. Let's try to give you an idea of what everything looks like. And to exit this BIOS, you go over here to the left and go save changes and exit. And press F10. Anyways, that's a general idea of how to fix the issue when your computer's not keeping up with the date and time. Any questions or comments? Feel free to ask.